In a world where social media and social platforms focuses and showcases the highlights of people's lives and the great things that are happening to people and the amazing things that people have in their lives and how good people have it, that makes all of us want, need, and feel like shit. I think it's important more than ever to look at videos and look at content that makes you realize that other people out there have it really bad. They have shitty situations that may or may not be their fault, and things can get pretty bad for people in life that ultimately makes us feel that, wow, maybe we have it pretty good. Maybe we don't have it as bad as we think. Now, I was shocked the other day. I was looking around the internet as I normally do, watching YouTube videos, and I came across one where Ben from Ben Trading Cards, a fellow Flesh and Blood content creator, made a video. And he said, "Hey, I donated money to the Philippines, and I was trying to give back." And I thought, "Oh, okay, that's cool." But then he showed us some raw footage of the Philippines in this district. It was called like the squatters district, he said, where people just don't have anything in life. They live in rundown places. If you watch the movie Parasite, it looked just like that. It was like a scene out of Parasite. And it just made me shocked. Just that raw and real footage of people who just don't have anything. And in the video, a person was giving out food from, which Ben contributed to. And what I thought was amazing is that the people in the video who were receiving the food said thank you. And then they said, "Hey, thank you so much for this food." And they shout out to Ben Trading Cards patrons. They like said their names, and that really hit home for me. And I thought that that was a really great way to give back. And I'm not too into charity myself. I give to my family when needed, and I do things like that. But I just think it was a great thing that he did, and I'll put a link down below to that video. And I just wanted to make a video, a quick one, just to explain that it really made me realize, and Ben was saying the same thing. It's like, even though we might not have like Lamborghinis or that big house that we wanted, or some fancy shoes or fancy shirt or fancy this or that or expensive what have you, or other people from your high school are doing better than life than you are, or you're not where you are where you should be in your age. If you have a pulse and you're doing pretty good in life and you have no health issues, there's a lot of things that you could be dealing with that are a lot worse in life. And I think that that video really showed that. It really rang true, and especially with the trading card game industry. I mean, I think it's one thing to look at different things like, oh, I wish I had a rainbow foil majestic alpha cards. I wish I had these legendary cards, or I wish I purchased that Heart of Fandale back in the day. Or I wish there's all these regrets and pain and all this stuff. And even though I think that's good to do, I think it's good to realize things that you did in the past and say, hey, going forward, I'm not going to do that. But ultimately, I think there's a thing where you can get consumed with those feelings and it dominates your life. And I really want to put an analogy at the end. This is a lot like oyster diving. I don't know if you know what oyster diving is. There's oysters that you eat, and they're at the bottom of the ocean, and I believe they're oysters. They have the little pearl inside, right? And people are going down to get the pearl. Now, the ocean, let's represent that as negative feelings of what we don't have. The oyster is knowledge, right? Like, okay, you should have done something different in the future. The diver is you. And going up for air is just realizing how good you have it back on that frickin' boat that's at the top of the ocean. So, what I'm saying is, it's important in life, I believe, to just realize what you could have done, what mistakes that you made, what your things that you could have done better. I think it's fine. You dive deep down into that ocean, get that oyster, figure out that knowledge, find out what you should have done different. Think about what you could have done to prevent the situation that you're in that you're upset about. That's perfectly fine. But in this age of social media, I think it's very common for people to stay down in that ocean and just get swept away with the current. And when I say that, I mean you just constantly feel the negativity and you constantly brood on it and you never go up for air. So I think that this content that Ben from Ben Trading Cards talked about and showed us, and there's a bunch of other content out there that it shows people in need and people who just don't have it really good in life. I think that really shows us, hey, you know even though we might not have the stuff we want, maybe we have the stuff we need.